This episode of WisBusiness.com, the show, is brought to you by Grant Thornton, White Hirschbeck Dudek, Madison Gas and Electric, and the University of Wisconsin at Milwaukee.
Hi, I'm Liz Schrum for the Wisconsin Technology Council, here with WisBusiness.com, the show. On today's show, Tom Still talks about the importance of economic regions working together. And I'll walk you through interview highlights of a year's worth of guests from Wisconsin's business community. First, here's the WisBusiness.com stock report for late December. Rising venture capital. Assembly Republicans announced they plan to move ahead with venture capital legislation. The legislation is aimed at helping emerging companies attract more private capital. The bill will create a fund of funds to spur growth in seed, angel, and venture investments. Meanwhile, the State of Wisconsin Investment Board seals an $80 million deal with Northgate Capital of California, a commitment that could also lure outside venture dollars. And falling, jobs in central Wisconsin. Within days of one another, two companies in central Wisconsin announced plant closings. The actions will cut nearly 1,000 jobs. Wausau Paper will close its Brokaw mill by mid-February, leaving 400 out of work. And Shield Family Brands will shutter its window and door company in Mosinee by year's end. That will cost about 560 jobs. That's the WisBusiness.com stock report. Go to WisBusiness.com for more on these and other stories. Tom Still is next with his Inside Wisconsin commentary.
Please hold. Your call is very important.
Does it seem like getting technical advice from business advisors can, well, take some time? At Grant Thornton, client access to partners has made them one of the largest accounting firms in the country. Grant Thornton.
The 250 or so people who gathered this month for the 40th annual meeting of the La Crosse Area Development Corporation aren't without their differences. The crowd included business leaders and educators, Republicans and Democrats, townies and academic gowns, and even a few politicians who have butted heads in recent elections. Fortunately for La Crosse, a picturesque Mississippi River city of 52,000 people, those differences aren't necessarily divisions. With a jobless rate of 5.2%, more than 2 percentage points lower than the statewide rate, La Crosse and surrounding La Crosse County appear to be weathering the enduring economic storm better than many places in Wisconsin. The question is why? Perhaps it's the above-average education rate for its labor force, or the low cost of living, which runs 10% or more below the U.S. average. Maybe it's the presence of a competitive healthcare sector, or the healthy mix of homegrown companies such as Quick Trip, Train, Logistics Health, Reinhardt Food Service, and City Brewing. Or maybe it's simply that people in La Crosse understand how to disagree without being constantly disagreeable. Getting along with its neighbors has been a consistent storyline in La Crosse, where organizations such as LADCO and the Seven Rivers Regional Alliance have often looked beyond political boundaries to identify problems and offer solutions. It's not that La Crosse is a boomtown. Job growth has been less than 1% per year over the last decade, and worker skills and job openings don't always match. But it has proven more resilient than many Wisconsin communities, and it may offer lessons for parts of the state that continue to struggle with plant closings and job losses. While LADCO is focused in La Crosse County, the Seven Rivers Alliance includes 18 counties in 3 states, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, and assists with branding, marketing, and other joint economic development goals. Not everything goes smoothly, of course, especially when local governments compete over potential corporate additions to the property tax base. However, most observers agree the regional approach provides a foundation for work on knotty issues. In addition to Seven Rivers, other regional organizations in Wisconsin include Thrive in South Central Wisconsin, Milwaukee 7 in Southeast Wisconsin, New North and Northeast Wisconsin, Synergy in Central Wisconsin, Momentum West in West Central Wisconsin, Grow North in the northern tier of counties, and more. All are working with the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, the public-private successor to the State Department of Commerce. The challenges range from region to region. For example, Central Wisconsin is coming to grips with continued losses in the paper industry. And so do the opportunities to build specific clusters. Branding those regions and their clusters can be tricky, but the La Crosse region has proven that working together can help. In today's competitive economy, is there really a choice?
Thanks, Tom. I'll be right back with our year-end review of guests who have appeared on WisBusiness.com, the show.
White Hirschbeck Dudek represents companies at all stages of development and in a wide range of industries to navigate the legal challenges of regional, national, and global growth. At WHD, every stage takes center stage.
The 2011 guests on WisBusiness.com, the show, represent a true cross-section of Wisconsin's business community, from biotechnology to manufacturing, and from venture capital to agriculture. To cap off the year, here is a sampling of what some of our guests had to say. Paul Jaden, the Secretary and CEO of the new Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, talked in February about the importance of the state's high-tech economy.
Well, first of all, I think all manufacturing in Wisconsin is advanced at this point. There's no such thing as the old manufacturing that a lot of people like to refer to. Second of all, there's a couple of reasons that this is critical to us. First of all, obviously it's the area that's growing most rapidly internationally. In an area that is most competitive, and we need to keep up with that competition. But it's also an area that here in Wisconsin, when you look at our education system and all of the resources that we have available, it's an area that we should thrive in. It's an area that we should be able to compete better than our peers.
In August, we heard from Eric Gerard of Van Holten's on one of Wisconsin's specialty food products, pickles in a pouch.
We're getting a lot of great response from our product, so we were able to use our success and expand our facility to add 292 1,000 bushel tanks so that we can tank all the product, all the cucumbers that we get right here in Wisconsin at our facility, be much more efficient, have really control our quality, and make it a nice thing for our employees and our distributors.
In September, Todd Asmuth of Aquamos talked about his company's clean water technologies, which have since attracted $4 million in investment.
The Aquamos devices destroy a wide range of microbial contaminants and chemical pollutants. In drinking water, this means that the devices destroy industrial chemicals, viruses and bacteria, hormones, and pharmaceuticals.
And in October, serial entrepreneur Kay Koplowitz of Springboard Enterprises talked about the importance of building Wisconsin's supply of venture capital.
Investing happens on a spectrum. So investing starts with friends and family, it goes to angel investing, usually $1 to $4 million or so is invested at that level. It needs to have venture capital, larger sums of money to invest to follow on to help these companies really grow and be competitive in the national and the global environment.
Join us in 2012 as we continue to bring you guests from all corners of Wisconsin's economy. Thank you for watching this edition of WisBusiness.com, the show. The show is produced by WisBusiness.com and the Wisconsin Technology Council, and sponsored by Grant Thornton, White Hirschbeck Dudek, MG&E, and UW-Milwaukee. Visit our websites to read and learn more. I'm Liz Schrum of Talent Foot Executive Search. See you next time.